A ship was found drifting alone in the middle of the ocean. Its engines had been running. Food was still warm in the kitchen. The lights were on, but every single person on board had vanished. No bodies, no message, no final goodbye. Just an empty ship floating in silence. This is not fiction. This is the real mystery of the MV Joyita, one of the most terrifying ghost ship cases ever recorded. On October 3rd, 1955, the Joyita left Apia Harbor in Samoa. On board were 25 people, 16 crew members, 9 passengers. Among them were a doctor, a government official, 2 small children, and a respected surgeon traveling to perform an emergency operation. For them, it was supposed to be an ordinary two-day journey to the Tokelau Islands, but they never arrived. And that was the first sign something had gone wrong. At first, people assumed the ship was delayed. Weather changes, mechanical trouble, nothing unusual. But as days passed, concern became fear. Then weeks passed, still nothing. So a massive search began. Planes scanned endless water. Ships crossed thousands of miles. More than 100,000 square miles of ocean were searched, and they found absolutely nothing. No wreckage, no life raft, no oil slick, no survivors. It was as if the Joyita had been erased. Then, over 5 weeks later, something appeared on the horizon. Another vessel spotted a ship drifting far off course near Fiji, nearly 1,000 kilometers from where it should have been. It was the Joyita, still floating, badly damaged, leaning heavily to one side, half flooded, but refusing to sink. And what rescuers found on board would turn the case into legend. There was no one there. Not one of the 25 people remained. The life rafts were gone. The dinghy was missing. The captain's logbook had disappeared. Navigation equipment was gone. The ship's chronometer was missing. Even firearms kept on board were no longer there. But then came the details that made everything worse. The clocks had stopped at 10:25. The lights were still switched on. Navigation lamps remained lit, suggesting something happened during the night. A doctor's bag sat on deck. Inside were bloody bandages. Mattresses had been stacked around the engine room, as if someone had tried to block flooding or silence noise. Water had entered the vessel. But here is the strange part. The Joyita was built with cork lining and buoyant materials. Even half full of water, it would not sink. So if the people abandoned ship, why leave a vessel that could still float? That question has haunted investigators for decades. The official inquiry later blamed flooding caused by a corroded pipe. The bilge pumps were clogged. The ship had mechanical problems before departure. Some believe passengers panicked in darkness, believed the vessel was sinking, and escaped in rafts, only to be lost at sea. That is possible, but not everyone accepts it. Others suspect conflict on board. Captain Thomas Dusty Miller was known as tough and unpredictable. Was there a mutiny? Did fear turn into violence? Were some forced off the ship? Then there are darker theories. Pirates, smugglers, secret cargo, a rogue wave separating people from the vessel, even military involvement. None were ever proven, and perhaps the most chilling fact of all, no bodies were ever found. No confirmed debris from the missing people. No final radio message reached anyone. Nothing. 25 people stepped onto the ship. The ocean returned only the vessel. And even today, the Pacific still keeps its answer. Because some mysteries end with evidence. Some end with confessions. But the most terrifying mysteries are the ones that leave behind the scene and remove everyone from it. So what do you think happened aboard the MV Joyita that night? Panic? Violence? Human error? Or something no one ever considered? Let me know in the comments. Because somewhere in the dark Pacific, the truth may still be drifting. History is not old. History is living inside us. One day, one event, one lesson. Mr. Feedy.